Asante. So we're looking at this question from May 2019, still in the process of looking at the published financial statement. So allow me to lead this question as we tackle it. So it says that the following trial balance was extracted from the books of Sobea Limited as at 31st March 2019. You're given land and building at valuation from 1st April 2018, plant at cost, accumulated depreciation as at the same date, available for sale investment, investment income, cost of sale, distribution cost, administrative expenses, debenture interest paid. I want you to look at that. Debenture interest paid. It's debited. We have inventory as at that 1st March 2019. It is your responsibility to check, is the debenture closing, is the inventory closing or opening? You have to check that. Then we have income tax liability, trade receivable, revenue, ordinary shares of 50 at par value, retained earning as at that date, 4% debenture, trade payable, revaluation surplus, that is for land and building, suspense account. Then we have bank. Before maybe I go to the additional information, I would like you to look at bank and tell me that bank, is it an asset or is it a liability? Does it fall under asset or under liability? I'm looking to you to tell me that bank. Check where bank is and tell me, does it fall under liability or does it fall under assets? Very fast. Bank. We are talking about bank. Just check where the bank is. Let's just call it bank balance. Does it fall under asset or under liability when preparing this? You can see many people are telling us liability. Just want to remind you something. May 2019. Question is one. Liability. Thank you so much. Always remember this. What I told you. You should remember this. And then here you can add an A. You can just add an A here. But this is drawing expenses, assets. All drawing, all expenses, all assets, they have a debit balance. You'll find those items in the debit side of the trial balance. Those items, drawing, expenses, assets. What about liability? Liabilities, equity, and revenue. If you look at these items, you know the items that fall under equity, reserve, and so on, retained earning, and so on. You'll find them credited. They are on the credit side. They have a credit balance, including accumulated depreciation. Depreciation which is accumulated tafadhali note. Accumulated depreciation, it also has what? It also has a credit balance. It also has a credit. So this is golden, tafadhali. This is golden for your consumption. It is golden for your consumption. We call it dealer. I've added A because of accumulated depreciation. You know, accumulated depreciation, you can take it as an expense, but remember, it is the accumulated. So there is a difference between depreciation and accumulated depreciation. So note that accumulated depreciation, is there notes? Any notes? Princess Anauliza notes? Princess I'll address that towards the end, at the tail end of the class. So just note it, just note that, just note that, just note that. All right, we go to the additional information, go to the additional information and check what the examiner is trying to tell us here. The 4% debenture were issued on 1st October 2018 under terms that provided for a large premium on redemption in year 2021. The finance officer has calculated that the effect of these is that the debenture has an effect interest rate of 6% per annum. Now, class, I want us to look at each and every additional information at a time. We look at each and every additional information at a time. And let's start with the first one. In the first case, can you tell me, when did the financial year start for this company? When did the financial year start? Because we need to understand that. First of all, we need to check to compute the interest. But tell me, the start of the financial year. The start date of the financial year. 1st of April 2018, Asante. 1st of April 2018. This means a lot to me. So if the start of the year was 1st of April 2018, I'm supposed to prepare this statement as at 31st of March. So end year, end year, end year, end year. It is 31st of March 2019. This is the time that I'm supposed to prepare my statement. This is the time that I'm supposed to prepare what? My statement. Can you tell me, when did this loan, when did they borrow this loan provided for large premium on redemption in the year 2021? So we are told that the 4% debenture were issued on 1st of October 2018 under terms that provided for a large premium on redemption in year 2021. Leave alone year 2021. Tell me, after how many months did this happen? Did they issue? After how many months? I can see 1st of October 2018. And the start date of the financial year is 1st of April. So, hiyo ni miezi ngapi? Hiyo ni miezi ngapi? You compute, you just calculate from April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. It is October 1st. So how many months are those? Kuna watu wananiambia saba. Hapa ladies wasiweke. Ladies huwa wanaziweka zikiwa. Huwa wana reduce either na moja ama wanaongeza na moja. So let's hear from gents. 6. Yeah, we have 6 months. If you compute from, remember this is a full month here. This is not the end. If you compute from April, the whole of April, May, June, July, August, and then September yote. So it will be 6 months. So after 6 months is when this happened. The issue happened. Is when the issue happened. Now, if we want to compute the interest on debenture, if we are to compute the interest on debenture or the finance cost of these, remember it will take what? It'll take nini? It'll take miezi ngapi? Miezi sita. So the interest will be, we are told that the effective interest rate of 6% per annum. Therefore, we just go to where we have 4% debenture. What is the value of our debenture? Just give me that. Be very sharp. Be very sharp. Just give me the value of our debenture here, there. Value of our debenture. If I talk of the value, you expect to find it where? In the trial balance. What is the value of our debenture, class? 4% debenture. Unaenda kwa trial balance. And I told you, debenture ni nini? Ina fall under what? Liability. So what you expect to get it in the credit side of the trial balance. So you check. That is the way you master these things. That is the way you master these things. 288,000. So for us to compute the interest paid, or finance cost, remember it's the same, finance cost. Remember we need this when preparing our what? Our balance sheet as well as the income statement. It will be given by 6% as the rate times 6/12. It was issued at that after 6 months, and then multiply by the actual, which was 288,000. Can you give me the interest? Can you give me the interest? Asante. Asante Naomi, Juma, Nabila, Mutiso, and Walter. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Can you give me the interest here? Haya, tunagoja. You are supposed to give me now the interest. Supposed to give me now the interest here. Napata 8640. 8640. Thank you and thank you so much. 8640. 8,640. 8,640. That will be the interest to be charged. Interest to be charged for half yearly. Asante. Now check from the trial balance. Is there anything talking about interest? Is there anything from the trial balance? Is there anything attached to our debenture? Lazima vitu zote zenye ziko attached to the debenture tuzimalizie hapa, so that we move to the next item. So make sure that you are checking. So Ida is telling us yes. Let me check. What is that? Debenture interest paid, Asante. Debenture interest paid of 2880. So the moment we are going to record, remember this is a liability. We are going to record it. We're going to record it in the balance sheet. Yes, kwa income statement already tumepata hii. Tutaweka hii as a finance cost. When we go to the balance sheet or a soft statement of financial possession, we have the liability, the debenture yetu hapa 288,000 plus the interest that was to be paid for the half year, and then there is what that we paid, 2880. What will be the amount to be recorded under the debenture, 4% debenture in the statement of financial position? Please give me the value here, and that is what we shall be recording in our what? In our statement of financial position. Kule kwa balance sheet tutarecord hiyo under liability. Unapata ngapi? Taka tuende additional information number 2. 2 iko kidogo, hiyo hata haina maneno. Tutaenda 3. 293,760. How I wish all of us can get that. 293,760. Remember what I usually say, that the chat box is your training field. Is your training field. You are exercising, you are trying to exercise, so that when you get to that exam, at least loud one, you're done. You're done. 760. Thank you. Now we are done with that. Then class, we are told additional information number 2. A provision of 61,560,000 should be made for the tax on the profit for the year ended at 1st March 2019. Hiyo sasa ni tax. Why minus 2880? Asante. A very nice question from Resa. Remember 2880 was the interest paid. It was the interest paid during the year. You see, they have indicated very well that this one, it is the debenture interest paid. It was paid, and therefore we have to remain with the what? With the balance. Asante for that question. I hope you understand. Then we go to additional information number 3. Let's say you are confirming whether we are now together. Let's say. Additional information number 3. Asante. We look at the suspense account contain. There is a literature here. The suspense account contains the corresponding credit entry for the proceeds of the right issue of shares made on 1st January 2019. The terms of issue were 1 share for every 4. Niliwaambia hii 1/4. Once they use 4, divide. Tafadhali divide. So hiyo itakuwa tu 1 for 4. 1 share for every 4. Daktari akikupatia dawa huwa anakuambia 1 by 1. 1 times 1. By inaenda na multiplication. 4 inaenda na division. 1 4. 1 4. So we divide. So don't struggle knowing how you should compute anything to do with the issue of share. Just if it is 4, just note that it is divided. So it's 1/4. But we have to convert something. When this information is provided, let's always remember that we need to check our ordinary shares. This is being done under ordinary share. Let's finish up. This. The terms of issue were 1 for every 4 shares held at 80 shillings per share. So Bear Limited share price immediately before the issue was 100. The issue was fully subscribed. Fully subscribed. Can somebody remind us? I think from our last question, we had such a concept. And such a concept, examiner liked it very much. Can somebody tell me, what should I do? What is my next step now? What is my next step? Somebody is reminding me my next step here. Very fast. Just bring something regarding the same. Bring something in regard to the same. Let me see those people who are following from our last illustration. What should I do now? I've given you a hint. My next step. I've said I have to check what? My ordinary share. Let's go to where we have ordinary share capital. What is the value? Find number of share. Asante. Thank you. Check value of share. Asante. I like the terms you people you are looking at or you are mentioning. A number of share, value of share, and then we have per value. Hizo vitu tatu unafaa uelewe. And I repeat for the sake of the new members. Those 3 things, you should have them at your fingertips. The 3 things: number of share, value of share, and per value. Hizi vitu tatu. Number of share, you should know the difference. Number of shares, value of share, and per value. Hizi vitu tatu tafadhali. Ukienda kwa hiyo mtihani, please have them. At least have the knowledge regarding each. Class, when we talk of value of share, that one is provided. You can give me the value of share. Value. What has been okay? What did the examiner give us as the value of ordinary share? Just check from the question. Value, the total value. Of course, this is it fall under what? It fall under equity. And the equity you check from the credit side. So ordinary share, its value is 216,000. Asante, 216,000. Has examiner given us the par value? Hizo watakwambia. Per value, How much is the par value here? It is always under detail. Always under detail. You just check under detail. Watu wengi wana confuse hapa sana. Asante, people have agreed that we are having shilingi ngapi? Shilingi ngapi? Shilingi 50 shillings. 50 shillings. Now, with that, can somebody compute for me number of shares? Can you get for me number of shares now? Now, I asked for number of shares. Na utakuwa umesort hii. Swali yoyote yenye inakuja na issue of share, people have it now. I know that to get the number of share, it is value of share divided by what? Divided by par value, which will be equal to 216,000 divided by 50, and people are giving me 4320. 4320. Sasa, are we together up to that point? Are we together? Are we together? Because you must first of all convert so that you're able to do what? You're able now to see how this was issued. It was issued 144. Class, having done that, so if one new was going for 4 odd. If one new was going for 4 odd, what about hizi zote, hizi share zote? Hapo ndio unakuja tu unajiuliza hivyo. What about 4320? Haya. Hizo itakuwa inakupea ngapi? What about 4320? Ili tupate number of the shares that were going at 80. 1080. These are number of share, but these one were going at how much? At 80. They were going at 80. These were going at 80. So if they were going at 80, what is the value of those shares now? What is the value of those number of shares? Value itakuwa ngapi? Itakuwa, this is par value. You multiply by what? The number of shares. So that we go back to the value of share. So itakuwa ngapi? 1080. So I can put it here. 1080 times at 80. 86,400. Asante sana. This is the value. This is the value when the shares are selling at 80. When the shares are selling at 80. The value when the shares are selling at 80. Class, when you get to this point, we have to think of splitting, because we have ordinary share capital and we can as well have the share premium. When shares are given at a discount, when shares are given are sold at a discount, we have what? Share premium coming in. Share premium coming in. So, these shares were issued at 80. They were issued at 80. But what was the par value of ordinary share? Hiyo ndio nataka niulize. What was the par value of ordinary share? For the ordinary share itself, the normal par value was 50. Sasawa. The normal par value of ordinary share was 50. So, since they issued at 80, that means the remaining 30 fall under share premium. The remaining 30, so the value of ordinary share will be 50 times 1080. 50 times 1080, that will be the value of ordinary share. And the remaining 30 from 80, it will be the value of share premium, 1080. So nipatieni, I know ita amount to this. The two will amount to this. So give me the value of ordinary share. And this now will increase our ordinary share. So when recording in the balance sheet, in our balance sheet, our ordinary share will increase by what we shall get here. Patia yo. Just give me that. Somebody is giving me that. Ordinary share itakuwa ngapi na share premium sasa itakuwa ngapi? Haya. Multiply 50 times 1080. What are you getting? Hiyo imenichenga. Haya. Doreen. Doreen imemchenga kidogo. Ordinary share. So Doreen, this is what we are saying. This is what we are saying. The whole of this, the whole of the issue, Ata Jane bado kidogo. The whole of the issue, now we are there. The whole of the issue price was, the whole of the issue price was 80. The whole of the issue price was 80. And the number of share, of course, we have computed our what? Our number of shares. We have our number of shares here. Now, for this number of share, we wanted to see the total value from our number of share. And we have gotten, if they were selling at 80, each share was going at 80, we multiply 1080, the number of share, times 1080 times what? Times 80, the price of issue. That has given us what? But now we have seen that our ordinary share, they were issuing at 50. They were issuing at 50. So that means there is a change here. They were issuing at 50, and now this has been issued at 80. This has been issued at 80. So they either issued at a premium. Issued at a premium, and therefore that means there will be a premium. If you look at our trial balance, you will not see a share premium anywhere. And the cost of us introducing share premium is because of these 30. The remaining 30 will be the share premium. The remaining 30 will be the issued through the share premium. That means they issued through what? At a discount. So the share premium price will be 30, and therefore this 30 you have to multiply with the number of share, which is 1080, and you're going to get what people are getting there as 32,400. And that will be this item will be now present in our balance sheet. I hope now we are together, Jen, Doreen. Are we together now? What about 100? Angulik, ameuliza Angaluki, Alan, ameuliza swali mzuri pale. What about 100? This was a hot air. Let me look at it, the location. The terms of the issue were 1 share for every 4 held at 80. Already hapo tumeambiwa at 80. Then we proceed 8 per share. So bear limited share price immediately before the issue was, that was just immediately before the issue, before the right issue, it was 100. So we're not considering that, because that was before the issue, the price was 100. So by the way, so that shows you that they issued at a discount. Because they issued at a discount. Since it was costing 100 per share, they have issued at 80. This means it is at a discount. Na hiyo ndio inaleta nini? Ndio inaleta the share premium. I hope now it's well understood. What is this is 54,000, and this is 32,400. So this item will be introduced, will be there in our soft. Sasa usisahau kwa our balance sheet is the item. So itaongeza, the audience share will increase from 216, uongeze 54. Then share premium, you'll have it as a new item. Good. Class, we move to the next computation or working. We move to the next one. All right. Next one is the fair value of available for sale investment as at 31st March 2019 was 97 500. The fair value, nataka tuangalie vizuri sana. The fair value, 97,500. So in this case, fair value of these at the end. This we usually call it carried down. And then fair value at the start, brought down. Who can give me the fair value at the end and the fair value at the start? In case par value was less than 50, in case par value was less than 50, okay, a good question from Omar Wycliffe. Yes, a good question from Omar Wycliffe. If the par value was less than the 50 that had been issued, we say that they issued that at what? We say that they had issued that at a loss, At a loss. All right. Now, can you tell me what is the fair value brought down? Fair value brought down. We want to check whether there was liberation gain or liberation loss of fair value. Balance brought down of the fair value is found in the trial balance. So we check fair value. Can you see available for sale investment? It is available for sale. Yeah, available for sale investment. Its fair value was 95,400. 95,400. That is brought down yake 95,400. 95,400. And then we are told that at the end it's changed to 97,560. 97,560. So was there a gain? I can see a gain here. Revaluation gain. Revaluation gain. And you know where we take that. Revaluation gain of how much? Takuwa na gain ya ngapi pale? Takuwa na gain ya ngapi pale? Takuwa na gain ya ngapi? So that we move to the next item. Gain ya 2160. So this item will reflect under the income statement as well as under the balance sheet. Of course, under the balance sheet, it will be under the equity section. We move to the last item, the second last additional info. So Bear Limited has a policy of revaluing its land and building at each year end. The valuation in the trial balance includes land element of 108 million. The estimated remaining life of the building as at that date was 20 years. On 31st March 2019, a professional valuer valued the building at 331,200,000 with no charge in the value of the land. Depreciation on building is charged at 60% to the cost of sale and 20% each to the distribution cost and admin expenses. You see, at least examiner will always tell you where to take the depreciation. Examiner will always tell you where to take the depreciation. So we can value this and see. We can see land and building. So if I look at land and building at valuation, the first item, it is the first item under the trial balance. The first item under the trial balance, land and building. So this is our next working. This is working for land and building. So the total value for land and building, is 468,000. 468,000. That is land and building. I want us first of all to separate this. There's no way we can work with the two. land and building. Remember, land does not depreciate, it appreciates. Building can depreciate. Therefore, we have to separate. From that value of the two, we have to separate. And we are given information to help us separate. Below their class, we are told that the variation in the trial balance include land element of 108 million. Therefore, land, its value of land is 108. So we can get value of building alone. Building alone. Ili tuweze kufanya kazi. Otherwise, huwezi fanya kazi zikiwa zimeshikana. So what is the value? Building is 360,000. Asante. With that, we are now able to work. Asante, Jane. Anybody else getting like Jane? Anybody getting like Jane? Now, we proceed and look at what you've been told. The estimated remaining life of building as at that date, that is 1st of April 2018, is 20 years. Class, when you see examiner giving you the useful life of an asset, if you were to compute depreciation, which method are you expected to use? If you have the useful life, up here still, we want to see those people who listened to what we said in our last session. If you want to compute depreciation, given the useful life, exactly, straight line method. If examiner wants you to use the reducing balance, atakuwa amekupatia accumulated depreciation, utakuwa na cost pale, and then percentage for the year. Percentage for the year. So kindly note that difference. So you take cost, hiyo ni ile ya reducing balance method. Cost minus accumulated depreciation. Whatever you get as the difference there, or the result, you multiply by the percentage for the year. That one is through reducing balance. But in this case, we are given the useful life of building. So for us, it's easier to compute the depreciation of building. It will be cost, which is 360,000, minus salvage, which we don't have, divided by 20. So what is the depreciation of our building? Wow. This is very interesting. What is the depreciation of our building? 18,000. Sasa tunataka tuone, 18,000 tumeambiwa tupeleke wapi? Remember, there's nowhere when preparing this published statement, there's nowhere you can have an express written depreciation. Hakuna. So depreciation, let's check and see what the examiner is really trying to tell us about depreciation. Anatuambia namna hii, depreciation on building is charged 60% on cost of sale. So 60% of this will go to cost of sale. So 60% of 18,000, hiyo itaenda kwa cost of sale. What about the other one? Kutoka kwa hii tumebakisha 40%. Anatuambia kwamba 20% each to distribution cost and admin expense. So we have 20% yenye itaenda kwa distribution na 20% yenye itaenda kwa admin. Na utakuwa umepata marks zako. Hizi ndizo utaenda uweke kwenye anakuambia. So can you give me what will go to our cost of sale? Niambie nini tutapeleka kwa cost of sale as guided by the examiner. Somebody else to be giving me what I will take to my admin. 10,800 itaenda kwa cost of sale. Lazima ufanye venye akwambia, since that is it. What about huku? Hii najua itakuwa same. The rate is the same. 3,600 will go to to the respective account, to admin, maybe admin, and then to the distribution. Na utakuwa umepata marks zako. Are we together? Are we together as far as the allocation of the depreciation is concerned? Are we together? Are we together? Tuko pamoja kweli? Are we together? Are we really together? Asante. Asante. Now, class, we can go to the last one. Ya mwisho. Or is there anything? There's a value there. Still tuko pale. Nimeona kulikuwa na a value alikuja akafanya revaluation or valuation of these assets. Let's see whether there was a gain on revaluation or a loss. So let's check. There's some information there. We are told on that first March 2019, a professional valuer valued the building at 331,200 with no charge in the value of the land. Shaba wachana nayo. Let's look at the building. It was valued at 331,200. So in this case, we first of all need to check. Our land, before it was valued, we need to get its net book value. Who can give us the net book value of our land? Who can give us net book value of our land? So that now it is valued. You cannot value the land putting into account the depreciation in it. No. First of all, get the net book value of land. Itakuwa its value, which is 360,000 minus depreciation of 18,000, and that will be the net book value of our land. Net book value of our land. Ni ngapi? Net book value. Land 360 is building. 360. Oops. Koja kidogo. What are we talking about? Okay. 360 is building. I have to check again. What did they value? Professional valuer, the building. Oh, building. Sorry. You're not valuing. You're looking at Asante. I can see people are really following this, and that is nice. Asante. So, give me the net book value of building. Yes, the building was the one which was valued. Yes. What is the net book value? Inaingia ngapi? We want to see whether there was a revaluation gain or a revaluation loss. $342,000. And it was valued, our land was valued to 331,200. Now, is there a gain or a loss? You can see it was valued downward. This will be a loss. Therefore, to get our revaluation loss, it will be a loss of 10,800. Asante. It will be 342,000 minus 331,200. And I've been given by Naomi, it is 10,800. Remember, this one goes to other comprehensive income. And since it's a loss, we shall be subtracting loss on valuation. That is a loss on valuation. We shall be subtracting. So tuko na gain hapa, and the other comprehensive income tutaongeza, so tuko na loss hapa. Na hii pia valuation itaenda kwa nini? Kwa balance sheet. We shall see how to account for that. Class, let's finish up by the last item here. We finish up by the last item, number 6. Item number 6. But before then, kindly confirm whether we are together. The depreciation aspect should be considered before valuation or after valuation. A question from Mutiso, a very interesting question here. The depreciation aspect should be considered before valuation or after valuation. Aha, Tiso. I want you to look at when the valuation took place. The valuation took place at the end of the year when we were preparing the financial statement. And therefore, we could have, first of all, eliminated the depreciation to get the net book value as at that date. And then we look at the valuation. Are you together, Motiso? Check when the valuation took place. It took place on 31st of March 20. It was 2019. Asante. Then we go to additional information number 6, and once we're done with that, everyone should be able to draw everything, all the financial statements and balance comfortably. Sababu kila kitu sasa hapo ndio tu inakuwa shida. Shida ni hizo workings. But sasa so far I know that at least you're somewhere. So we're looking at the last one. During the year, Sombea Limited manufactured an item of plant which it was using as part of its own operating capacity. The details of the plant's cost, which is included in the cost of sale in the trial balance are. So if you look at the given material cost, when you are referring to management accounting, material cost, direct labor cost, machine time cost, directly attributable overhead, hizo zote ukiongeza, ukienda uangalie what the lump sum given under suspense account, of course, on the credit side, you see, because those are credited, you find that it's the same, 86,400, 6,400. So we continue. The manufacture of the plant was completed, that is September 2018. 30th of September 2018. 30th of September 2018. And the plant was brought into immediate use, but its cost has not yet been capitalized. Our plant is depreciated at a rate of 12.5% per annum, time apportionment where relevant, using the reducing balance method and charged to the cost of sale. Non and current assets were sold during the year. So still the depreciation of these, we shall be using the reducing balance, but we shall be taking that to the cost of sale. Of course, it will be charged under cost of sale. So we can try and look at it. So nataka tuone, since our financial year started in April, and then this was put to use on that is September 2018. We have to check that is September 2018 towards the end of the financial year. Ni miezi ngapi hiyo? Just compute how many months are there, because we need to have them. That is September 2018 to 31st of March 2019, when we are preparing now the statement. Ni miezi ngapi? Miezi ngapi, so that we're able to compute depreciation ya hii. Depreciation of the new machine. Of course, this we call it new machine. Nabila. Kuna watu wakosea kucompute hii miezi. Unaangalia specifically hii nayo unafungua macho yote mbili. Unaangalia ni mwisho wa mwezi tunaanza ama ni mwanzo. Lazima unaangalia hapo vizuri. Kama hii ni mwisho wa mwezi, so tuta ateo. All right, you need to check whether it's a start or it is at the beginning. You just need to check. All right, let's just finish up this to get the depreciation. Of course, to get the depreciation for the new machine, we just get it direct. Depreciation of the new machine is direct. Its cost is 86,400. 86,400 times 12.5% times. You told me that it was used for 6 months. So that will give you the depreciation for the new machine. This is depreciation for the new machine. Depreciation for the new. Ni plant, eh? Can we just call it plant? Let's just call it plant. Depreciation ya hiyo new plant ni ngapi? Kwa ngapi pale? So that before we go to the old plant. Unapata 5400. Asante user, asante Catherine. 5400. That is just depreciation for this new machine that was brought into place. This new machine that was brought into place. That tells me that when preparing the balance sheet, my plant will increase by this, the value of the introduced plant. My plant or my PPE, kama wamejumuisha zote, ita increase na hii. So we imekuwa introduced. Then we look at the depreciation of old machine, tutumie reducing balance hapa. What is the cost of the plant? What is the cost of a plant? Cost of plant iko pale juu na 460,800. 460,800 minus accumulated depreciation of the same, which is 115,200. 115,200, and this one you multiply by 12.5%. What will be the depreciation? What will be the depreciation of that? Nataka class tumalize so that at least we are able to go to the next day. Haya, hiyo tunapata ngapi ili tupate total depreciation to take to the cost of sale? How much are you getting? Tunapata ngapi pale? Give me this. 460,800 minus this, then multiply by this. 43,200. 43,200. So the total depreciation to take to the cost of sale, total depreciation to take to the cost of sale is 43,200. I hope you've given me that, plus 5,400. So what is the total depreciation to take to our cost of sale? What is the total depreciation to take to our cost of sale is 48,600. 48,600. And that is it. You go to the cost of sale. Class, we are done. Workings. Kwa hii topic, workings ndizo unakuta kwamba zinakusaidia kupata marks. Now with those workings, you are able to get all those marks. You are able to get. Sasa siniku pick kujua sasa item gani naweka wapi. With that tuifanye very fast. Tuanze na income statement ya huyu jamaa Sombea. Tuanze na income statement ya Sombea Limited. Tuichape haraka. Mkinisaidia tutamaliza hii kitu haraka. Haya, tuanze na income statement ya huyu jamaa anaitwa Sombea. Sombea mwenyewe. Sombea Limited. Huyu alikuwa Mluya. Sombea Limited. Income statement. For the year ended. Usiache kuandika heading for the year ended. Ilikuwa 31st of March 2019. You can scare the examiner by underlining. That. You can scare the examiner by putting a line. So what do we start with? You are guiding me today. Class, please guide me today. Guide me today very fast. Please guide me. If you don't mind, please guide me. Where do we start? What do we start with? Which item? Guide me. We are very many here. So revenue, Asante. Revenue. Give me the value of revenue. Of course, revenue will go to where? To my this column. Revenue of how much? How much is our revenue? Just check. Hii ni a matter of just checking now. Hapa sasa hakuna any other thing. Hapa ni kuangalia. All values are working mko nazo. Revenue iko wapi sasa? Revenue is 649 for 40. 649 for 40. Right. 649 for 40. That is our revenue. Then we less cost of sale. Less Cost of sales. So what is our cost of sale, class? What is our cost of sale? You just check from the additional information from the trial balance. Kwanza uchukue hiyo. Ni ngapi hapa? 321,120. 321,120. Lakini kumbuka kuna vitu tunaweka. Depreciation kuna depreciation zinakuja hapa. Kama hii yenye tumepata hapa mwisho 48,600. Nikumbusha ile ingine ya kuna depreciation ingine hapo ilikuwa ngapi? Depreciation ya building. Much was it really? Depreciation. Tuko nayo mahali. Ndio hii. 10,800, eh? 10,800. Any other thing affecting cost of sale? Kitu ingine tuliweka kwa cost of sale? Any other thing? Any other thing? Any other thing before we move forward? Any other thing that was to affect cost of sale ama tusonge? Cost of sale ama tusonge? Any other thing that was to affect cost of sale? Yes, there is. There is. Hii item yenye ilikuwa introduced, yes, plant depreciation tumeweka 48,600, lakini sasa na mbila tuko na sasa hiyo plant yenye ilikuwa introduced. Hiyo plant ilikuwa introduced, tunafaa tutoe hiyo value yake. Tunafaa tutoe hiyo value yake. Tunafaa tutoe hiyo value yake. Tunafaa tutoe hiyo value yake kwa cost of sale. Tunafaa tutoe hiyo value yake kwa cost of sale. Ilikuwa introduced and its value was 40. Value ya hiyo plant ilikuwa ngapi? Value ya hiyo plant, the introduced one, ilikuwa ngapi? 86 something. It was 86,400. 86,400. 86,400. Aya, ipatie nao value of our cost of sale. Cost of sale ni ngapi sasa? Cost of sale ni ngapi? Cost of sale ndio tu inakuwa na mambo mingi. Ukishaondoka hapo ni hivyo. Cost of sale, give me the value of that. Unapata ngapi? Unapata ngapi? Somebody who is working very fast can give me this. 245,520. 245,520. I'm waiting for another person to confirm what Mutiso is giving us. 321,120 plus 48,600. And then you add 10,800 and then you less 86,400. Unapata ngapi? Is everyone getting what Mutiso is getting? Hapa tunataka tuende pole pole kidogo. 294,120. Watu wanapata tofauti. Rudia those items. Oh, this is a 321,120 cost of sale itself. Plus depreciation of plant. A very nice question from Mary Wanyaga. Then depreciation of building. And then we are removing the plant that we did not start with it. This plant, we were not with it at the start. Hatukuwa nayo tukianza mwaka. So tuna eliminate. 294,120. 294,120. Tutoe hiyo. Tutoe hiyo tupate nini? Tupate our gross profit. Gross profit ni ngapi? Wait, where is the 46K coming from? Ile tume add 46,000. 46. Wewe, kwani kuna 46 wapi? Iko 46 wapi? Kuna watu waone Mutiso 48. 48 tushaipata kama depreciation ya plant, the old and new. Old and new. 5,400 plus nyingine ilikuwa that something. Tumeipata mahali. Old and new ongeza 2, hiyo ndio itakupatia total of 48,600. Asante, a good question. Right. What is our gross profit? What is our gross profit? What is our gross profit now? 355, 320. People are getting 355, 320. 355, 320. Now, class, just note, at that point, you check whether you have any other income. Do you have any other income? Of course, we said income are credited. So you go to where we have trial balance and check an income. Check an income. What corner accumulated depreciation available for sale. Two corner investment income of 79.20. So you add other income. And this case tuko na investment income. Na sasa hii tutaondoa, tulisema tunaweka ikiwa na nini moja tu, investment income. One column. Investment income ni 79.20. You add to get total income. Aya, nipatie total income sasa. What is our total income? We are almost there. We go to the expenditure. Expenses. Total income ni ngapi pale? 363,240 from Angaluki Alan. Angaluki Alan anapatia 363,240. 363,240. 363,240. Yes. Then we less expenses. So for the expenses class, I just start with the first one from the top. Distribution cost. Distribution cost. Then I have admin expenses. So remember these one are, we have to add what? We have to add the depreciation for that matter. So distribution, we are having 39,600. 39,600 plus 3,600. Tapata total pale. Then tuko na the other one, admin, 4,500. Is it 100 or 1,000? 45,000 plus 3,600. So what is the total of distribution? What is the total of our distribution? Tafadhali. What is the total of our distribution? What is the total of our distribution? Unaongeza hizo mbili. Unaongeza 43,200. Asanti. Of course, hiyo tutatoa. What about our admin? Admin takuwa ngapi? Admin takuwa ngapi? Somebody. Jane amepata 43. Marine. Okay, Hilda. Sawa. What about admin? What happened to the 18,000 depreciation? 18,000 depreciation. 18,000. Okay. 18,000 depreciation. Asanti, a good question. We were given some information. Who is this? Jackie. We were told that 60% will go to the cost of sale. Na ndio maana nakwambia hapa ukuwe ukimakini sana kusikiza language ya examiner. We were told that 60% will go to the cost of sale. Na ndio hii 10,800. Then we were told 20%, 3,600 will go to the distribution. It go to the admin. Jackie, are we together? Hivyo ndivyo tumedistribute hiyo. Kwa sababu according to the format, according to the standard, we are not supposed to have very many items. And depreciation, hapana. Tuko na expenses 5 peke yake. 5 peke yake hapa. Na ya kwanza ni cost of sale. Hiyo ingine ni distribution. The other one is admin. The other one is finance cost. Na hiyo ingine ni any other expense. Tuko pamoja, Jackie? Are we ready together? Are we ready together, Jackie there? Ama bado? Are we together? Are we together? Iko sawa. Good. Where were we? Okay, here we are. So people have given me 48,600 admin. Then finance cost tulitafuta, whatever that we had, finance cost, na tutakuwa tumesonga vizuri. Finance cost tulipata 86 what? It was 86 something. It was the first item we computed. Ngapi? So ufollow tu pole tu 8640. And class with that, depending with our format, sasa tunaweza pata what? Because we don't have other expenses, we can get a profit before tax. Class nipatieni hiyo, this minus the 3. Profit before tax ni ngapi? Profit before tax ni ngapi? Nipatie hiyo. We are doing well. We are doing well. We are doing well. So far, so good. 262,800. 262,800. Kila mtu atupatie kitu kama hiyo. 262,800. 262,800. Asante sana. Now, this is our profit before tax. What is our tax? Who can give us our net tax here? Na nilikwambia ukiona item imesimama peke yake hivi, ukiona item imesimama peke yake hivi kwa the additional information, go and check kwa trial balance kama hiyo item kuna kitu itai affect. Now, what is our tax before we adjust it? What is our tax? Just look at additional information number 2. 61,560. Can you tell me an information in the trial balance that will affect tax? Was there tax paid? Hivyo ndivyo tunauliza. Ukiona kitu iko kwa trial balance, it is either paid or received. Either paid or received. Credited, paid. Niambie sasa kama kuna kitu unaona kwa trial balance ita affect tax yetu. Tax, less tax. Remember ni 61, 560. Can you check? We have yeah, there is an item I saw somewhere. Income tax liability of 41,760. That was paid minus 41,760. So that at least we get the tax that only had remained was to be charged. So tunapata tax ya ngapi? What is our net tax? Net tax, ili tusonge kwa other comprehensive income, tumalizane na hii income statement, to go to the balance sheet, and then we done. 19,800. 19,800. Tutoe hiyo tax. 19,800, asante. Nipatie sasa without tax hapa. 262,800 minus tax. Ama hiyo ndio enda vizuri. What will be our profit after tax? Of course, this is the profit that we take to the balance sheet. Hii ingine ni ya formality, other comprehensive income. Where are we getting 61,560? Asante Catherine. Just go to additional information number 2 and then confirm whether you get it by just typing Y. Additional information number 2, utaipata pale. It is a standalone item. A standalone item. Haya, 243,000. So class, niliwaambia kwamba ni vizuri kukumbusha nyinyi that this is what we take to the soft statement of financial. This profit. Then other comprehensive income comes in below here. Other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income. Other comprehensive income zinakuja. Na tuko na gain. Asanti, got it. Asanti. Tulikuwa na gain on hiyo nini, ilikuwa nini? Something investment. Gain on available for sale. Available for sale investment. Ilikuwa gain ya ngapi? Hata hatujafuta, iko hapa. Gain we add. You see we had written OCI. Gain is 2160. And then we had loss on liberation. Loss on liberation. Yes, loss on liberation of building. Loss on liberation of building, hiyo tutatoa. Loss on liberation of building, tutatoa, so that we get the total comprehensive income. Loss on liberation of building, so that you're able to get the total comprehensive income. Shillings here are in 1,000. Shillings here are in 1,000. Additional info. Yes, additional info. Shillings here in 1,000. Good. Then here we have loss on liberation of building. Ilikuwa 10,800, but we less. What is our total comprehensive income? What is our total comprehensive income? Unachukua tu hii profit, unaongeza, alafu unatoa. What is our total comprehensive income now? This is our total comprehensive income now. Total comprehensive income itakuwa ngapi? 243, 234, 360, 234, 360, 234, 360. And that is done. That is done. Then class, direct we can go to Sombea Limited. Sombea Limited. Statement of financial position. Financial position as at 31st of March 2019. As at 1st of March 2019. 31st of March financial position as at 31st of March 2019. Scare the examiner by underlining that. So our shillings are 1,000. Our shillings are 1,000 in that order, and we start with the non-current asset. Non-current assets. What is the first? What is our first non-current assets? Check. Okay, what is our first non-current asset that you can identify, class? Our first, there's somebody who has not contributed. Edward. Edward, today, Faith, have I seen you contributing? Ray, Margaret Boro, Mr. Chill. All right, all right. We're expecting now in the second phase of this, that you'll be in a position at least to contribute. Say a word to us. Say a word to us. Good. Just let's check. Non-current assets. Tunaangalia kwamba tuko na nini? Tuko na land and building. Land and building. But between the two, there was one which was revalued. So land was 108 million plus building. We take the revalued amount. What was the revalued amount of building? We take the revalued amount to the balance sheet. What was the value of the revalued amount? The valued amount, check. Just check. Additional information. Ni plant kweli ama ilikuwa building? It was building. 331, 200. 331, 200. Asante. And then give me the total there. Give me the total. Give me the total. So before we go to the plant, give me the total before we go to the plant. $439,200. 439,200. Then we go to the plant. Remember plant kuna mambo imefanyika hapa. We look at the cost. The cost was 480, 600. No, 480. Hapana ni vice versa. This plant was 460, 800. It is 460. 460, not 480. 460. 460, 800. Hii iko linked na plant yenye iliingia towards the end. Hiyo iliingia ilikuwa 86,400, right? The value of the plant that came. Then we had depreciation for the year. Depreciation for the year. You utanikumbusha depreciation. Rudia 108K and all right. So the key for the 108,000, That is the value of land. That is the value of land. Nothing happened to our land, right? So the value remained to be 108,000. And when we're going to record the value of an item that was revalued, we take the revalued amount. When you look at the building from the additional information number 5, when you look at second last sentence, we are told of revaluation of building, and it was 331,200. 331,200. So you take the revalued amount. Sasa, you take the revalued amount to the balance sheet. That is now the value of that land as at that date. That building, of course. Together, Jackery. Asante. So we are looking at the plant. The cost was 460,800, and then there was additional of these 86,400, and then remember we had depreciation of 48,600, depreciation of 48,600, 48,600, and then accumulated depreciation. This one we left even accumulated depreciation of 115,200, and that will be the value of the plant. Then we have available for sale. Investment available for sale investment. At the end ilikuwa na 97,560. 97,560. So class, nipatie hiyo ya plant. How much is our plant valued? And then we go to the current assets. How much is our plant valued at? 383,400. 383,400. Somebody to confirm what Edward is giving us. Edward Ayeko is giving us 383. Somebody is confirming 383,400. Asante. Then class, we go to the current asset. Hizi ni kama kukunywa maji ama kumeza mate. You just check, you know, under current asset you expect either kama kuna kitu prepaid, inventory, account receivable, cash, kama ziko unaweka pale. So just let's check from the current asset. What are we given here? What do we have here? Inventory tuko nayo as at the end, that first March 2019. Hiyo ni closing inventory. Closing inventory. Ni vizuri kujua closing inventory ni ngapi. Examiner ni mzuri, alitupatia 136,440. 136,440. 440. Then you check whether you have receivables. We have trade receivable just below the income tax liability. We have trade receivable, and we know this is an asset, so it should be on the debit side. Trade receivable. Trade receivable darasa ni ngapi? 126,360. 126,360. Then we move and check whether we had cash. Kulikuwa na vitu kama cash hapa. Watu hawakuwa na cash. They did not have any cash. Total assets. So what's the total asset here? Who can give us the total asset? Of course, I can close this because that's the subtotal of our assets. Then we go to equity and liabilities. Equity and liabilities. So for you to conquer this question, please, what I advise is for you to practice this question daily. At least per day, make sure you are practicing this question under this topic. Remember, you cannot miss it in exam. You cannot miss this. This one, cash flow and group, those are guaranteed. Those are guaranteed. So I advise you, na ni 20 marks. Nakuja ikiwa 20 marks. So nipatie total hapa zote. So that we go to the equity and liability. Or is it 3 to 3? No. Who is the first one to ring the bell here? Who is the first one to ring the bell? We are testing your speed through this, by the way. We are testing your speed through this. That is how we test Watu wanapata 118 2960 118, lakini kuna mmoja amepata 241 0920 241. But if I look at majority, please check. Now what we say here, Marine, you check your calculator. You check your calculator well. So because majority, we just move with the majority 118 2960 118 2960. So if you're not getting that as the majority, I think there might be a problem. 24 10 920, just check. Maybe there's a figure that you have pressed twice. Wakati unafinya, maybe umefinya mara mbili, ama yako iko mingi ama kidogo. So let's go to equity. Equity and liability. Equity and liability. So class, we start with the ordinary share capital. And I told you everything regarding this. Ordinary share capital, what do I record? The first one? What do I record the first one? You just check what we had, 216,000. What do we add? What do we add here? Give me the value to add there. We said it. How much was it? 50 times 1080. It was giving us 54,000. And that will give you what? Total. Marine, I also need your answer. Share premium was introduced. Share premium. Ilikuwa ngapi share premium? Hiyo tunaweza weka direct. Is it 32,400? Remind me. Check. 32,400. Now give me the total of ordinary share. Ordinary share class ni ngapi? $27,270,000. Retained earning. Just check. For the retained earning class, please never forget that you have to check whether in the trial balance you have any retained earning for trial balance. Revaluation surplus land. Okay. Land and building hiyo taweka. Retained earning tuko nayo ni ngapi sasa? In fall under 91,800 plus our profit here 243,000 and less dividend paid. Kama iko dividend paid, tulikuwa na dividend paid. Kama hakuna, unatupatia tu total ya hizo. Patia tu total ya hizo. If we did not have any dividend paid, just give me the total. What's the total of our retained earning? What's the total of our retained earning? Kama hakuna, just give me the total. Retained earning in ngapi? 243 plus that. Hakuna dividend paid hapa, sijaona. Therefore, just moving with that. Give me the total so that we proceed. What one part 334,800? 334,800. Where is 243 from? Asante, good question from Malala, Valalia, Nelima. Malala, Nelima. You're here sasa. We together. You're here profit. Hiyo ndio tunasema ndio tunapeleka kwa soft. Note that. 334,800. Then class, we move to the next item here. Sharings are always in 1,000 here. Then we move to the next item, which is liberation. Valuation, if you look at what we have here, trade payable, below the trade payable, revaluation surplus of 5,400. Valuation surplus of 5,400. 5,400. Hiyo ina dinarad and building, 5,400. Lakini ukumbuke tulikuwa na another 10,800. I think 10,800 ila ilikuwa loss. Revaluation 10,800 ilikuwa loss. So hiyo ilikuwa kwa land and building. And then tulikuwa na revaluation gain. Hii ilikuwa ya available for sale kwa 2160. So give me that of land and building. Land and building tunapata ngapi? Tutoe hiyo tupate hiyo tukisonga. I hope Malala, Valalia, Nelima. I hope sasa tuko sawa. I hope tuko sawa. Patie hiyo toto, asanti. Patie hiyo toto. 5400 minus 10800. Hapa. 39600 from Marlene, our class rep. You people, do you know that Marlene is your class rep? With together with Walter. Yeah? Are you asking them questions? Marlene and Walter, are you giving these people some assignment to do? Are you finding some questions? Are you throwing some question in the group for people to engage? That is what you should be doing. Past papers zote mko nazo. And remember, practice, practice, make perfect. I think that is it. We can move to our non-current liability. Who can remind us one item that we said falls under this? Of course, it is 4% debenture, but sasa there's a value that we computed. 4% debenture, it's falling here. 4% debenture is falling. Explain 50-40 coming from. Patricia, asante. It is from our trial balance. It is from our trial balance. When you look at the third item from below, we have the valuation surplus. I hope you have seen now. Trial balance. Trial balance ndio kusema, ndio kila kitu hapa. So we had 4% debenture. Kuna amount to recompute. After we added the interest and then we less the interest paid. And we're waiting for Patricia to confirm whether ameona hiyo as we proceed. So give me that amount. Kwa ngapi? Here debenture. Asante. Give me that. Ilikuwa among the first. After we compute interest, kulikuwa na amount sasa tulisema itaenda kwa balance sheet. 288,000 plus interest itself minus whatever that was paid. What are we getting? What tunapata nini? 293,760. 293,760. Then we go direct because we don't have deferred tax. Kama ungekuwa na deferred tax unaleta hapa. Deferred tax ni non-current, inaenda kunywa maji. Deferred tax class unaleta hapo, hatuna. So unaenda kwa current liabilities. So nipatieni current liability, lazima tuko na trade payable. Trade payable. Tuko na bank overdraft. Bank overdraft. Tuko na current tax. Ile tax yenye imelipwa during the year, current tax. Naona ile 61,500. Hii inaweza eka 61, hiyo ni current tax. Overdraft ilikuwa ngapi? Kwa pale tumepewa, how much is our bank overdraft? 23,760. Bank overdraft yetu ni ngapi? Just confirm. Bank overdraft ni ngapi? Haya. Doing well. 23,760. It is the last item in the trial balance. 23,760. Asante. And then trade payable yetu, which is our last item as we pumzika kidogo, 124,920. 124,920. Class niliwaambia kwamba the total does not matter when marking this. This total does not matter. We do not even look at this one. What we do is marking the correct entries. Marking the correct entries. Once you do this, passing this is very easy. And then if this question was allocated 10 marks, we say any 8. So you compute 1, 2, 3, any 8 correct entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even we don't regard the others, and we give you 10 marks and you move. So passing this paper ni rahisi, as simple as that. just have the correct entry. Wachana hata na hizi, wachana hata na the total, sijui hapana, wachana na hizo, wachana na hizo. That one does not mean anything. What we want to know is whether you know how to record these transactions. Record these transactions. For the purpose of the class, you can give us the total. Lakini during exam, hata ukiacha hivi, utapata marks zako. Hata ukiacha kama hujaweka huku, isikwestie time. Please, if you put your structure this way, go to the next question. This is the advice I have for you. If you put your structure this way, don't waste your time. Atunataka uongeze sasa vizuri kuje uweke. We are not looking at perfection here. During exam, we don't look at perfection. We are looking at, do you know how to record those transactions? Do you know how to record those transactions? That is what is important. So, wewe wachana nayo hapo hivyo, enda fanya swali lingine. Wakati umemaliza paper yako, now you can come back then. If you have the other remaining time, extra time, you can come and start now adding up. So, that is it. So, tumeelewana. Let me see my answer ilikuwa ngapi? Ulikuwa umenipatia 118. I have to scroll up. 118, 2960. 118, 2960. Purpose of class, so that. What about now the debit side? On the other side of ningapi nataka tupumzike. You can take a cup of hot water. Is it agreeing? Is it agreeing? If it is not agreeing for the purpose of class, for the purpose of general knowledge, we just start from the beginning so that at least we have it agree. Just start. We start all over again. We just start. So how much are you getting for that? So you have 270,000, that's 200, that's 34, 800. You add all of them up to these points. 118.29, 118.29 and 60. So it's agreeing, and that is it. That is it. That is it. Great. Thank you so much, Jackie. So let's have, our mind is very hot now because hatujapata hata ka break. We can relax our mind 5 minutes and then we move forward. Of course, no, we cannot relax our mind. What we should do is to wind our class, and then we shall be, yes, Jen, yes, is to wind our class. But up to that point, as far as published financial statement is concerned, it's 118.2960, 118.2960, 118.2960. Siko sawa? 118.2960. Siko sawa. Asante, Catherine. Great. For the purpose of revision, I'll be sharing some questions so that you try. And remember, atuangali perfection. Wewe ukishapata correct entry kadhaa, imagine that is a milestone. That is a milestone. Yes. Practice, and practice. In kama public speaking, you practice, and practice. No, in public speaking, if you don't practice, my friend, stage fright, and the moment you get to the stage, hizo fright zinakuja, butterfly, anxiety, and you doubt yourself, and so on. So practice will make you perfect. What I would advise you, since we said you should have 2 books, one for the classwork, the way we're doing, and the other one for your own practice. So go and repeat that question without looking. You repeat as many times as possible until you grasp that concept. With that, you'll be able even to do another question without looking. So that is the assignment I've given you. You go and repeat that question without looking. And then once you are through, completely through with that question without looking, you know you have the answer, you have everything, but don't look, trust yourself. And you should take 36 minutes, 36 to 40. Once you are through, just mention in the group that you managed to finish that question, and make sure that you time yourself. You managed to finish the question within a certain period of time, and you got maybe all of them. And that with that, you'll be at a good position to grasp the concept very well. So for the purpose of preparation to work and such, I would wish we stop at that point. So next time we shall be starting in a new thing. We shall be starting a new thing. So let's wait it at that point. Let's meet on Wednesday for financial management and on Thursday for financial reporting. Where can I get notes for previous classes? Marara, okay, this is a file. Okay.